Hey everyone, I am Gary the Elysiums. Welcome back. Today we're going to be ranking the studio discography of Alice Cooper, including Alice Cooper Band and Alice Cooper Solo. Alice Cooper overall between the band and the solo artist has 29 albums, so quite a lot to rank. It was a little tough, especially with the which one was the worst, the middle ones and all that. And I did it though, so we're gonna get into that. Remember, everyone, this is just my opinion. It's not set in stone. If I personally were to rank the Alice Cooper albums, this is the way I would rank them. And before we get in this video, if you could do me a favor, please hit that subscribe button or like this video. It does help me out, and also you will get updates every time I upload a video. And I've been doing this, more frequently lately, so you'll get more updates. All right, coming in last for me at number 29, Dada. This one was really tough to get on CD, actually. This is a import from France, 1983 release. At this time, Alice Cooper was they call this his dark years. He was very heavy in the drinking. It is produced by Bob Ezrin, who produced a lot of his stuff, but again, there's not a single song on here that I can really remember. It's just kind of boring stuff. And then coming in at 28, Special Forces. Not much different from Dada. This does have a remake of Generation Landslide called Generation Landslide 81, but it doesn't really do anything for the album. 7 and 7 is an okay song. Besides that, this album's kind of rough. This was produced by Richard Podolor. Not sure who that is. 81 release. All right, coming in at number 27, The Eyes of Alice Cooper. This one was a later release. This was released, I want to say around 2005 or 6. His more like recent stuff was pretty good, but this one just kind of failed for me. The cool looking cover, just not that strong. He's still doing like some of the novelty songs that he's trying to redo, like Between High School and Old School, Man of the Year. Detroit City's a good song off here, but besides that, there's not really much on here. All right, coming to number 26 is Zipper Catches Skin. I often don't really understand the cover. As you can see, Alice Cooper is written in light red, very low. I guess that's the blood stain from the zipper. Zipper catching a skin. Again, his dark era just came out between Special Forces and Dada. Yeah, he doesn't even look good there. I guess he has his hair pulled back in a ponytail. Nothing really memorable on this. That's a shame because Alice Cooper's a great artist. I don't want to say any of his albums suck, but some of them actually do suck. They're not that listenable. And probably the last one of the dark era. This is from 1980, obviously. This is Alice Cooper 80 there. Flush the Fashion. Clones, We Are All is probably the best song off of here. This is a France import. There you see Alice again. Not really looking like the Alice we all know. It's such a shame because the beginning of the 80s for Alice Cooper were really rough. And it was such a huge resurgence of hard rock, and with the new wave of British heavy metal and all that, every heavy metal artist coming back again, and even a hair metal, but Alice just couldn't hit it. All right, so coming at number 24, this is the sophomore album, Easy Action. It's more of an avant-garde album. At the time, they were signed to Frank Zappa's Bizarre Records. This doesn't sound like typical Alice Cooper. They're, like I said, when I say avant-garde, it's very experimental. Some of the track, like Lay Down and Die Goodbye, the last track, and it's way too long. There's just like dead air in there, in my opinion. Some of it's just not listenable, but it's different. It's unique. It's definitely early 70s avant-garde psychedelic, we could say. Coming number 23 is the debut album, Pretty's For You. Again, this is the album released on Frank Zappa's Bizarre Records. There you see the band in full. Alice there is like, like strawberry blonde hair almost. So similar to Easy Action, This is very avant-garde also. But I like this a little more because there's a little more experimental stuff on here. Easy Action does have probably better guitar solos, but this probably, in my opinion, has better songs. They're very close together, very different. Being a huge Frank Zappa fan, and if you're a Zappa fan, put these two albums somewhere to the similarities of like Weasel's Rip My Flesh or even Burnt Weenie Sandwich, but they're not. He's not Zappa. This band is not Zappa, so it's more in the realm of that type of music, I should say. All right, coming at number 23, Welcome to My Nightmare. So this is basically Welcome to My Nightmare Part 2. It's really nothing like the original Welcome to My Nightmare. It's a decent album. The Nightmare Returns is a great song. I'll Bite Your Face Off is a little weird. Disco Bloodbath Boogie Fever. Like, we don't need a song like that. And I feel like I am talking bad about Alice, but I'm really not. I'm a huge Alice Cooper fan. I do put all these albums on from time to time, and I try to get them in my head, like try to like them more. I just really can't. I can't get these albums down that I really want. All right, coming in next. This is Lace and Whiskey. Lace and Whiskey. This was his third studio album, solo album. Cool cover there. This stuff I like. I like the black and gray. I like the picture of the Seagram's whiskey there and the gun. And on the back, there's some bullets and a picture, another horrible picture of Alice. Overall, not the best album, but again, not the worst album. Title track is probably my favorite off of this. Sorry, I lost count there. Coming at number 20. Raise Your Fist and Yell. Kind of a bad album cover, but at the same time, it's more iconic for me because it represents that late 80s era Alice Cooper, and I can remember this, even as a kid, kind of being a little famous. The artwork, not the album. Give the Radio Back is a good song on here. Prince of Darkness is probably the best on here. Roses on White Lace, which ends it. It's not terrible. There's Alice on the back. Coming in number 19. This is the album I try to like. This is the second solo album. Alice Cooper Goes to Hell. I mean, with the title, the cover, you would think it would be really cool. Really good album. It's tough to get through. It's soft. Has the ballad I Never Cry, which is definitely the best song off here, excuse me. Wake Me Gently is another slow ballad, not a bad song. But I don't know. I can't really get that into it. Every time I listen to it, I'm just like, I'm underwhelmed. And that's a crack in a CD case. That's not something stemming from his nose. All right, coming in number 18. This was released a few years ago. This is Paranormal. Bob Ezrin's back on here producing it. This is a 2-disc set. The first disc is the original album, but the title track was probably my favorite off of here. Fireball's a good song, and the song that ends it, The Sound of A, I like a lot. The second disc is some live tracks. There's 6 live tracks, 2 new original songs performed by the original Alice Cooper band, so that's cool. Kind of a sign of things to come. This was a 2017 release. I do say recent, but 2017 is 8 years ago. It's just crazy. Speaking of 17, Dirty Diamonds. 2005 release. Woman of Mass Destruction opens up is good. Zombie Dance with Engines is great. So some of these Alice Cooper albums have good bookends, meaning the first song is good. The last song is good. Besides that, what else is on here? Sunset Babies All Got Rabies. Kind of weird. And the weirdest thing is there's a bonus track on here called Stand, featuring the rapper Exhibit. So Alice Cooper and rapper Exhibit. Yeah. Exhibit, probably showing my age here. Exhibit's probably well known for Pimp My Ride, the MTV show. All right, we are at number 15, I believe. I don't know why. I start talking and I lose count. No, wait a minute. 1, 2, 3. 16. Sorry, we're at 16. Dragontown, Alice Cooper's Dragontown. Strong album from Alice Cooper. This came out in 2001, so it's kind of the height of nu metal. And I don't know, how many of you guys remember this artwork being promoted all in the Hit Parader and Circus magazines? It was kind of like his. It was more of a comeback to his original roots. He was a little heavier. Some decent songs in here. Sex, Death, and Money is a really good song. Somewhere in the Jungle, Disgraceland. I Just Want to Be God. Strong album from Alice Cooper. Again, executively produced by Bob Ezrin, so he did have a hand in this. All right, now coming to number 15. That's where we are. This is Alice Cooper's latest album. Excuse me. Road. You see the Black Widow there. Welcome to the Show's a great song on here. He does a cover of The Who's Magic Bus. White Line Frankenstein's another good song. And this is, I believe, just checking real quick. No, Nita Strauss is on this. Okay, I thought Nita Strauss had left the band. I think she currently left the band. But yeah, this is 2023 release. Wow, I didn't realize it was 2 years ago already. So number 15 is Road. Really good album for Alice Cooper. You would think like at this age, and you know, you're what, 70, you're 40, 45 years after you're almost 50 years. I'm sorry, about 55 years. Yeah, about 55 years after your debut, that this album wouldn't be as strong, but it's very, very strong. I like that album a lot. All right, at number 14, Muscle of Love. So this is not this is not a watermark. It is how it's artwork. It's definitely a letdown. This is the last studio album that would be recorded with the original Alice Cooper band, released in 1973. What I hate about this is the back cover lists the songs, but they're not in actual order. This is one of those bookmark albums, I would say. I'm sorry, bookend albums. Where Big Apple Dreamin' is my favorite song off this. This is the opening song. And Teenage Lament was kind of the single off here, but I don't know, it's okay. It's nothing memorable. Working Up a Sweat's actually a better song to me. But yeah, it was a real letdown, being that this was a follow-up to probably Alice's biggest selling album, his biggest album, and he was a huge name. And just the vinyl, the price they must have cost to make this. So this came in like a cardboard, looked like a little cardboard box about this thick. A lot of props to it, and it's just not that good. Again, like I said, last one they would do together as a band, coming out in '73 with all the original members. All right. Coming at number 13, Along Came a Spider. Really cool cover there. Back cover's cool. Alice looks awesome in there. I mean, the artwork's really nice. This is a 2008 release. Has a song Wake the Dead, which features Ozzy Osbourne, which is a very strong song. Really good on it. Really, really good. It's probably my favorite song off the album. It's cool because it's kind of a concept album. You know, Along Came the Spider, kind of working off that Welcome to My Nightmare concept. Not the same, but it's close. So you got different things like, Catch Me If You Can, Wake the Dead, which I already said, Wrapped in Silk. Again, bookended by I Know Where You Live, and ends with I Am the Spider. So, really cool album from Alice. All right, coming number 11. This is 2000's Brutal Planet. Very strong album. Great songs. Very heavy album. The opening track, the title track, Brutal Planet is great. Wicked Young Man is awesome. Pick Up the Bones, Cold Machines, and Take It Like a Woman. Very, very strong. Again, who remembers this being advertised everywhere in Hit Parader magazine? So I still have my little official merchandise catalog. I love when these things were included in CDs, and to find a CD that still has something like this, I love it. All right, everyone. So now we are getting down to the top 10. You know, I didn't speak a lot about every album just because, well, the first off, there's not a lot to say about the like the ones I ranked last. The Dark Ages, there's not really much to say about them. They're not the greatest stuff. And, you know, with 29 albums, I try to keep it short. So, coming number 10, Hey Stupid from 1991. This is, Alice is huge at this time again. This is the transition from, you know, people are kind of getting sick of the hair metal stuff. You know, he was in one of the Friday 13th movies at the time. He's starting to become that, you know, looped in with the 80s horror, the late 80s horror, which I actually love. I think it's one of the best eras. But yeah, a very strong album. The title track, Hey Stupid, is amazing. Feed My Frankenstein was a huge hit for the band with the video on MTV and all that. Very, very strong album. Coming number 9. It's Constrictor from 1986. Great album. Features the title, not the title track, the hit single Teenage Frankenstein. I'm really messing up in this video. Teenage Frankenstein, huge hit. And it ends with He's Back, the Man Behind the Mask, which was an awesome song. Awesome video. If you haven't seen it, look it up. It's got Jason Voorhees in it. And it was from Friday 13th Part 6, Jason Lives. And again, just a cool album cover there. Look at Alice with the snake. He's got that old makeup that made him famous back on again. The infamous makeup on the eyes there. Really strong album. I like that one a lot. All right, coming number 9. 1994 is The Last Temptation. Again, a very heavy album. Lost in America was the hit off of this. Big song. Didn't get a whole lot of radio play, but very strong album. And there was a really nice tour that followed up with this. He had Rob Zombie on the tour. Slash helped them out a little bit on guitar. So, strong album. Like I said, it's very heavy, especially for the 90s. All right, coming number 8. Believe it or not, Detroit Stories. This was a 2021 release, and it got a lot of great praise when it came out. The critics actually absolutely loved this album. Again, produced by Bob Ezrin. He has the original band back again. Not the original band. I believe... I know I can't think of it. Who's passed away, unfortunately. I know I look like I don't know anything about Alice Cooper, but I do. There's just so much here. So that's on the live stuff. So the live stuff has, you know, Ryan Roxy, Nita Strauss, and all that on it. He's Wayne Kramer's playing. Oh, I'm sorry. You know what it was? I believe there's one song on here with the original band, something like that. I should do more research. But yeah, very strong album when it came out. It like shot up to like number 1 in the rock charts, I believe. Opens up with a cover of Rock and Roll, the Velvet Underground song, excuse me. This is the 2-disc version. The second disc is a DVD, which is a live concert, Paranormal Evening at the Olympia, Paris. And there we go with the eyes again. But yeah, believe it or not, have a newer album ranked this high is kind of rare, especially with an artist that has this much going on for him. But yeah, really good stuff. All right, coming at number 7. From the Inside, 1978. Again, Alice Cooper. This must have been expensive to make, because on the back here, these would actually, these doors would open up on the original vinyl. And I believe his face may open up. If you look really close, you can see like kind of doors behind the face. I had the vinyl. I forget what opens up. Something does. But a concept album. Bernie Taupin, who's, you know, the co-writer with Elton John, actually helped him out on this album. And How You Gonna See Me Now was an awesome ballad. Basically, it's chronicling his, you know, his fight with alcoholism, and basically written for his wife. It was fight of alcoholism. But yeah, strong album. And unfortunately, this was the start of the downfall for Alice Cooper to go in them dark ages and really have alcohol consume him. All right, coming number 6. This is an album I always said that I just can't get into. It's released at the height of Alice Cooper. It's like has one of his biggest songs on there, and I just could never get into it until I bought the remastered version, which came out recently, and that's School's Out from 1972. When this remastered version, if you haven't heard it or if you don't own it, go out and get it. The bass is so crystal clear on here that you can hear every single instrument, but the bass is so nice. Especially being a bass. I'm a guitarist, but a bass player also. So I appreciate when I can really hear the bass lines very clear. The remastering of this is just phenomenal. Again, when this came out, this was another album that had to cost a lot of money with the packaging. The vinyl itself was wrapped with a pair of like girls' panties. Women's panties, I should say. It sounds a little odd. And then the back here would open up. These would fold down as cardboard and make a desk. So obviously it features the title track, School's Out, which is a huge track for Alice Cooper. Looney Tunes, a decent track to bring it to follow it up. And Blue Turk, awesome song, awesome chorus. The only thing about this is the Alma Mater into the grand finale, which ends it, is a little weak. But yeah, this remastered version got me back into this album. So I know I've spoken to people before that agreed with me that they just can't really get into this, especially with the 2 albums this is between. But this is very, very strong. And with this, you also get a second disc, which is a live set from 1972 in Miami, along with 4 extra tracks from this. We get a single version of School's Out, single version of Gutter Cat without, Versa Jets, it's just Gutter Cat. Alma Mater, alternate version, and then we get Elect It, an early take. Elect It from the album that would follow up this. All right, now we're down to our top 5. Number 5, this is Alice Cooper's huge comeback, Trash. Released in 1989, had him shoot up right to being on MTV again with the track Poison that opens it. Produced by Desmond Child, who did stuff with Aerosmith and helped them writing, but he needed that production to become a huge household name again. He was, again, right there headlining arenas with the other hair metal bands at the time, showing you that, Alice doesn't die. Poison's one of my favorite songs from Alice Cooper. Such a great song. This Maniac's in Love With You is great. The title track, Hell's Living Without You. 10 tracks on here, just all really, really solid. All right, coming number 4 is the first solo album from Alice Cooper, Leaving the Band Behind, Welcome to My Nightmare. Everyone should probably be familiar with this if you're watching this video, especially the cover, very recognizable. Features the title track, which was a huge song for him, Devil's Food, The Black Widow, which is an awesome song. It also has vocals from Vincent Price. Only Women Bleed was his first, acoustic ballad. Department of Youth, Cold Ethel's an awesome rocker, and end it with Escape. Very strong album from Alice Cooper. Unfortunately, in my opinion, this is the best thing he would do solo without the band. So I'm sure at the time when this came out in 1975, people were like, "Oh wow, you know what? He's huge. This album sold a bunch." So maybe it is Alice Cooper. Doesn't really need the band. Music-wise, he needs the original band because I feel like that's his strongest music. But the live shows help him, and being that he's Alice. All right, so number 3 might come as a shocker to a lot of people. Probably the album they think is going to be number 1, but it used to be my number 1, but now it's there's just 2 other albums I like better. $1 Billion Babies coming in number 3. This is the original deluxe edition that came out in 2001. The original album came out in 73. There is a new deluxe version that's similar to that School's Out packaging. So this is probably the first album that the band released, which was, it's kind of cool the way it opens up. Again, with the packaging, there was a huge dollar bill there with Alice's face on it. And the band just looking like cool. It's almost, I I don't remember. I don't know if this was, I'm sure someone's going to let me know if this was in the original vinyl, but these are perforated, like you could pop them out. Almost they look like stamps. I don't know if you could see it. But anyway, it's very strong album from Alice Cooper. Probably is, I mean, probably as strong as, I don't know. I'm not going to say, in my opinion, it's his best album because there's other albums I like more. But this was a huge album for him. Every song on here is a 5-star song. Hello, Hooray to open it. Raped and Freezing, Elected, $1 Billion Babies, the title track was a huge hit. Unfinished Suite. No More Mr. Nice Guy, obviously one of his biggest songs, along with Generation Landslide, which is awesome. And then it ends with I Love the Dead, which is just amazing. This second disc, it's a little hard to see here because it's like white on green there. Second disc is just a bunch of live stuff. Looks like everything live from '73. A couple outtakes. But yeah, this is the definitive version of $1 Billion Babies that you should definitely get if you haven't owned that already. Coming number 2. These next two were very, very, very close for me. But ultimately made the decision, and after I thought about it, it's like, it makes sense. So number 2, Killer. This is the deluxe reissue. Again, just like School's Out. The bass on here just sounds amazing. It's crystal clear. You know, it's back with the original cover that was on the vinyl. You get the snake on there, which is, you know, obviously on the original cover. But man, imagine this thing coming out in 1971. You don't know what to expect. Great songs. Under My Wheels was the hit off here, which opens it. Be My Lover, another hit. Halo Flies, Desperado, You Make Me Nervous, Yeah. And one of my favorite Alice Cooper songs of all time, Dead Babies. Awesome song. And it ends with Killer. This was ahead of its time. I mean, 1971, this is a year after Sabbath just broke. Sure, we have Zeppelin around, Deep Purple's around, but Alice Cooper helped make metal. You might not call him a heavy metal artist. I do. You might just say he's hard rock, but this band helped invent heavy metal. I mean, just the dark themes behind it, the heavy guitars, the distortion. Just listen to Dead Babies and be like, oh, this is 1971. There's a new music genre starting. And then you'll see what I'm talking about. All right, coming at number 1, you guessed it, Love It to Death. This is their breakthrough album. First album on Warner Brothers. Amazing. So the reason I picked this as number 1 is not only is it my favorite album, I love listening to it. I never get tired of it. I get excited. Whenever I put these 2 albums on, I get super excited. I just want to hear everything. And I don't want the songs to end. They're just so good. But I actually, this was the first album I've ever heard from Alice Cooper. I had the vinyl that actually turned out that my mom found in the snow when she was a kid. And, you know, my uncle, her brother, took it because he was a couple years older and didn't even have a cover, but it was just a vinyl. And it still played. So that's been around for years. But 9 tracks in here. Everything's amazing. Caught in a Dream, I'm 18, the first huge song from Alice Cooper, his first huge hit. If you haven't seen the music video from the 70s, go check it out from I'm 18. Again, you'll see why Alice Cooper helped invent heavy metal. The theatrics in it, everything. Long Way to Go, awesome song. The 9-minute Black Juju is just so smooth. It just doesn't bore you at all. And then it kind of picks back up with Is It My Body, which is an awesome song. Hallowed Be My Name. Again, heavy song with them dark themes in it. Second Coming, Bout of Dwight Fry, and then ends with Sunrise. It's just a cool ending song because you just went through a nightmare, no pun intended, with Alice Cooper in this album. Basically, if you listen to the lyrics and the music, it's awesome. It's amazing. Number 1 for me, Love It to Death, Alice Cooper. All right, everyone. Again, thanks for watching. Sorry, I kind of slipped up a couple times, and maybe I need a drink. I don't know. But yeah, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. And I do appreciate everyone watching. And, you know, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Put your ranking. And, you know, again, this is just my opinion. Not set in stone, not from any magazine or anything. It's just my opinion on where I'd rank the Alice Cooper albums. All right, everyone. Take care. Thanks for watching.